It all started as a simple welfare check.
He can't feel his toes, and didn't know if he was a diabetic, and then he doesn't talk to his parents. His brother lives 2 streets away.
But something about her tone told officers this was no ordinary call. But no one was ready for this.
See what I'm saying, John? How this hole in the screen is higher. See up there.
Do they look like bullet holes, John?
Ma'am, does he own any firearms that you know of?
No.
Has he been talking to anybody or seeking any help for that?
No.
No?
No, I've asked.
He seemed absolutely 100%.
Himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
But unless somebody killed him, he killed him.
Everyone swore they knew the truth, just not the same one.
Leave me! Oh, God, no, I can't take this! No! What happened?
What began as a knock on the door ended in a way no one could have imagined.
Shot fired! I don't even see where it's coming from. Straight ahead.
Welcome to Crime Explorer. If you're into stories that never quite fit until the very end, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what really happened in this one. It was a little after 6 in the evening on August 9th, 2018, when police were sent to 2483 Brentwood Road in Beechwood, Ohio. The call came from a woman named Jane Warren, 60 years old, who lived there with her husband, Dr. Richard Warren.
911, we're your emergency.
Got home from vacation with my family, and I didn't have a key coming out. And I see that my husband's cars are here. I was knocking on the door trying to get in.
Okay.
The house should have felt familiar, but something was off. Jane tried the front door. No answer. Richard was inside, but he wouldn't let her in. She circled the house, calling his name. But that's when she noticed holes in the back window. Whatever had happened inside, it didn't look like an accident.
My neighbor was out, and I asked her.
Hey, have you been in the house yet?
I can't get in now. No, sir.
Okay, so you think your husband's in the house?
I'm assuming that he is, because we have 3 cars, all 3 cars in here.
Okay, I'm gonna start the ambulance and the police over to your address, okay?
Sergeant Draves was the first to pull up to the house. Jane Warren was standing outside with a few neighbors, visibly shaken and trying to hold herself together. As the sergeant stepped out of her car, the man next door walked over to her.
Hi. What's going on?
She came home from vacation and can't get in. Her husband's not answering the door. It looked like some bullet holes or some kind of holes in the back window.
Okay.
Just like, I don't know, broken glass and stuff.
Ma'am, where did you go?
Well, I went to London. My husband and I were supposed to go to London with my sister and brother-in-law. They were at homicide. So my husband got on, and we flew to Newark. And he got sick. He's sick. And then,
What kind of sick did he get?
the head. He gets head.
Like a migraine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he stayed at his daughter's for a couple of days, and I've been texting him and calling him the last couple of days, and nothing.
Jane and Richard had left for London on July 29th to celebrate their wedding anniversary. Their first stop was Newark, New Jersey, just a layover before heading overseas. Richard started feeling sick at the airport and decided not to continue the trip. Jane went on with her sister and brother-in-law. She thought Richard would rest and join her later. Now, standing outside the house, Jane couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong.
Dropped off my sister and brother-in-law at Homestead, and then the man brought me here.
When was the last time you talked to him? A couple days ago? Okay.
She says there's bullet holes in the back.
I don't know if there's bullet
Yeah,
holes. They're just round holes.
Okay.
Broken glass in the backyard.
In the back of the house.
Yeah, can you go this way?
And the dogs are out, and they're never out.
Okay.
Jane felt helpless. She didn't have a house key with her. Also, when she'd left for vacation 10 days earlier, she'd accidentally left her phone inside the house.
What do you mean that you can't get in, though? Do you not have a key?
I don't have a key, because what happened was that he took the the key with him and the smartphone, and I don't have a smartphone, and my sister had a smartphone, and then we were going to communicate like that.
Does he have any mental health history that you know
No,
of? Has he
no.
ever tried to
But he's
commit
so-
suicide before?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
The officer noticed that Richard's cars were still parked in the driveway. It wasn't a good sign. But then again, Richard owned 3 cars, 2 Chevys and a Cadillac. Maybe he'd just taken the Cadillac and gone somewhere. Still, before jumping to any conclusions, the officers decided to try getting inside the house themselves. While the sergeant continued talking with Jane, a few more officers arrived and began searching the area, setting up a perimeter around the property. The back door was locked too. The next-door neighbor was with Jane when they spotted what looked like bullet holes in the rear window. He led the officers around the side of the house, pointing out exactly where they'd seen them.
I'm gonna go peek in the window.
We don't know yet, John.
See how the hole is higher in the screen than it is in the window?
All right. Well, we're going to have to get in there here at some point and check things out. All right, let's figure out where we're going to get in here. I don't have the full story about what's going on, so...
The officers decided to take a closer look. There was no movement here except for the dogs. 3 dogs were loose in the home, but officers were unable to determine from looking in windows if anyone was in the house.
We're going to have to get in there here at some point.
You see what I'm saying, John? How this hole in the screen is higher. See
Yeah.
up there?
All right, let's figure out where we're going to get in here.
The officers took an even closer look. It really did look like bullet holes. The officers knew they had to get inside, so they moved to check the side door. Meanwhile, the sergeant kept talking with Jane, considering the possibility that Richard never made it home. Maybe he was still at his daughter's place.
When was the last time you talked to your daughter? He was staying with your daughter?
No, he was staying with
His daughter. Did you talk to her?
No, I haven't. I don't have a phone on me. I can call Dad.
Where does she live?
New Jersey. Stuart, you yourself.
How did he get to New Jersey? Did he take,
we flew.
He flew there?
To New Jersey.
He drove back. He was here.
So, if he was home and there was a bullet hole in the window, maybe he'd fired it by accident.
Ma'am, does he own any firearms that you know of?
No.
No?
No.
Stuart,
Okay.
have you heard any weapons go off recently? No.
No, she said no.
Richard wasn't depressed. He'd been sick, yes, but he'd never taken his own life.
Has there been anything different about him other than the migraine?
Yeah. He's been real lately. I don't know. He's
Just different?
unhappy, yeah.
Okay.
We
Anything
were going
different
away.
with his health or work or anything like that?
Doesn't feel good. He can't feel his toes, and didn't know if he was a diabetic, and then he doesn't talk to his parents. His brother lives 2 streets away.
Okay.
Stanley.
Have you tried to call his brother to see if he's there? Would he
No,
walk
they
over
don't-
there?
They don't talk.
Okay. Anywhere else in the area that you think he might have walked to?
No.
Are all of your cars here? Okay.
Richard did have some family issues, and they bothered him, but he was still himself. No signs of anything worrying.
Yeah, he's been not happy lately. And I don't know why.
Has he been talking to anybody or seeking any help for that?
No.
No?
No, I've asked.
He seemed absolutely 100%.
Himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just nothing that...
And he was out taking the garbage out?
He's fine with the garbage.
Oh, yeah. Tuesday night? I'm sorry, he was out taking the garbage out? Okay.
And the barrels are gone, which means he took them back in.
What is garbage day, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when Jane brought up his 2 sons for the first time, and not in a good way.
I wonder if those rotten boys hurt him. Those kids.
He's got 2 sons or 3 sons from the first marriage.
2.
And do they live in town?
South Euclid.
Does he maintain contact with them?
No.
No?
Not that I know.
The officers reported back to the sergeant, who went over everything they knew so far.
Traveling to London together.
Okay.
He came back early.
How long ago?
Because July 29th, because he was having migraine. He apparently suffers from migraines. Was staying with his daughter in New Jersey. She has not talked to the daughter. She's trying to get a hold of the daughter now in New Jersey. But she came home. She said the dogs are normally not outside. They were outside. She can't get a hold of him.
Outside, within the house.
They need to enter the house now. The officers decided to check the car next and worked to get inside. Richard's Cadillac was parked inside the garage. That could only mean one thing. He was home. With every door locked, the officers had no choice but to break into the house.
Somebody got a flashlight with them?
Here, John. Your gun.
Beecher Police!
Anybody home? Police department?
It's okay.
It didn't look good. The whole house had been ransacked, like someone had been searching for something, and that someone is usually not the owner of the house in such cases. In the kitchen, officers found several holes in the ceiling above the window, with bits of drywall and plaster scattered across the floor. It looked like someone had fired a gun from just above the kitchen. No one was found downstairs.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Police department, anybody here?
Bedroom on the left, Chris.
Huh?
Bedroom on the left.
All right, he's down. Send the squad.
The squad's going to come down right now.
Why is he in there?
They're calling for the squad, so that would mean that he would be in there.
No.
Dr. Richard Warren was found dead on the floor of the master bedroom, the room right above the kitchen.
Send the squad up. Send the squad up.
Let's take a look.
Let's clear everything out here real quick, guys, just to make sure.
Richard was lying face down beside the bed, wearing only a t-shirt and underwear. It was clear he'd been shot multiple times, one of those bullets hitting the back of his head. Officers found several spent rifle casings, 14 in total, scattered across the master bedroom.
Sit in the back of the head, too. There's an entry right here. And that's a rifle round. There's 3 more rifle rounds right here.
A single live round was also found in the hallway, but there was no gun anywhere in sight. Richard couldn't do this to himself. Someone had killed him, and then tore through every room in the house. It looked like a burglary gone wrong. Richard was executed, shot in the back of his head. The sergeant knew, and she also knew what to do next.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry your husband has passed away.
No.
He's passed.
No. Why? No, Richard. Why?
Jane nearly collapsed after she heard the bad news. The Beechwood Rescue Squad took her to Hillcrest Hospital for treatment. Her neighbors stood beside her, not just to comfort her, but to help figure out who had done this to her husband. But Jane Warren has already pointed out the first pair of suspects for the police.
She made like an excited utterance out there saying that, I wonder if his 2 sons got to him. Apparently he has 2 sons from another marriage that live in South Euclid. So that was while you guys were still looking, so I didn't go any further into that.
Okay.
The last confirmed sighting of Richard in the neighborhood was 2 days earlier, and his murder likely happened within the past 24 hours.
When was he last seen allegedly by a neighbor?
The neighbor saw him taking the garbage out Tuesday evening.
Which neighbor?
He's wearing a white shirt with a yarmulke, beard.
That might not narrow it down.
I could point him out to you.
Is he a short fat guy?
Yeah.
And there was a newspaper in the driveway from yesterday.
Another way to guess when it happened was to see if the dogs had defecated inside the house. The house was a complete mess, every room torn apart, every floor ransacked, even the basement. Richard was a podiatrist who ran his own business, Brentwood Podiatry. He worked from home and visited nursing homes to see patients. His paperwork was scattered all over the place, especially down in the basement, where his office was. Upstairs, officers noticed damage to several bedroom doors, like they'd been kicked or forced open. After that, they stepped out to avoid contaminating the crime scene.
This door's kicked in. This door's kicked in. There's a shell there.
Jane later confirmed that the damage to the doors hadn't been there before. It was new. Outside, Richard's family members started to gather. First to arrive was Howard Lawton. He was Richard's brother's brother-in-law and a close friend and confidant of Richard's.
Okay. Family coming here?
What happened?
Stay here. Who are you related to?
Richard.
Richard? Okay.
What happened?
Who are you to him?
I'm his brother's brother-in-law. They sent me over here now. He's over visiting his father. I'm very close with him. I was just here with him for 3 hours.
Today?
Yesterday? 2 days ago. His wife was in London.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
He's a family member.
Hi. Can you give me just a moment and I'll be right with you?
What happened?
Okay?
Is he alive?
He has passed, and that's what we're looking into. Okay? So that's the most I can tell you right now. And
By then, the detective arrived on the scene, and he was convinced Richard was brutally murdered.
You know what's going on here? You got a dead guy. Bullet on the back of his head. There's rifle casings all over the house.
Holes in the back of the
bullet
house.
Holes out the house. I mean, unless he made the disappear. I mean, because they didn't. They haven't gone fine comb tooth through here or not. Right. But I mean, it doesn't look like it's a suicide.
The last person to see Richard alive was his next-door neighbor, David. David hadn't seen Richard since that day. Then, today while he was on his deck, Jane reached out, saying Richard was not answering the door.
6:07 when I called. She probably came home at 6 o'clock, I guess. She couldn't get in her house. She saw me in the back. She's like, see my husband? So I said, not since Tuesday. And she said, I think there's holes in my broken glass. So I jumped over my fence. I looked in her backyard. It looked like bullet holes in the window, and then also above one of those, back vents, there was another hole coming, from the siding. So I'm like, that doesn't look so good, so let's call the police.
But David found the whole situation a bit strange.
So I asked her why she couldn't get in. So she said because she didn't have her key. Then she asked if I should use my phone to call. So I'm like, I'm happy to call, but where's your phone? So there's this whole thing about a smartphone and this and that, and like, where's your dumb phone? She's like, I don't have it. It was just a little weird.
Where's your what phone?
Your dumb, your non-smartphone.
Oh.
He lives just next door, and he didn't hear any gunshots.
Okay. But I didn't hear any gunshots, that's for sure.
At any time?
I'll tell you, I was out on my deck. I smoke cigars. So I was out there from, let's say, 11 o'clock
Tuesday night?
Till 1:32 a.m.
Okay.
And I didn't hear anything. Last night I was also awake at my house.
Okay.
Inside, because it wasn't such good weather last night for outside cigar smoking. So I was up in my house from downstairs. I was definitely up to 1:30.
Last night?
Yeah.
Richard's other neighbors, an elderly couple, hadn't heard a thing either.
Did you see anybody or hear anybody or notice anything unusual at the residence?
We didn't even notice there are dogs out there.
No.
We didn't hear them because that usually withdraws our attention.
Do they bark? Are they barkers?
Not all the time, but enough.
Okay. Enough. So you haven't heard the dogs going crazy or anything the last couple of days, anything like that?
We've been home a week. Last couple of days, no.
Richard lived in a quiet, upscale Jewish neighborhood, the kind of place where nothing ever really happened. So it was hard to believe that no one had heard a thing.
Last night, but I can't tell you what time, I heard 2 dogs barking. And I could tell that they weren't really small dogs.
Okay.
And that's all I can tell you, is that I heard 2 dogs barking.
Wednesday night?
Last night, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it didn't make sense to me because I've never heard those barking like I had heard. And I could tell that they were large dogs and not small dogs.
Okay.
One neighbor mentioned that Richard had come to him with a request just a few days earlier.
He comes over, knocks on my door. My wife wasn't home. He said, we're going away for 10 days. If anything shows up on my porch, take it in your house. Fine, he's done that before. No worries. 2 days later, he said he couldn't fly. They were going to Europe or Israel. I don't know where they went. Okay. We're not that close with him. Hi, how are you? Took him his package and kibbled a little bit. I might have seen him with the garbage cans or doing something in the front in the ensuing period. Who remembers?
Okay. Another neighbor said she has been trying to reach him all day yesterday, but he never answered.
So we're just trying to talk to the neighbors, see if anybody had heard anything in the last few days, or if you'd seen...
I just know he's my podiatrist, and I was supposed to schedule an appointment, and I was calling all day yesterday on his home phone. It was busy, so I thought maybe it was off the hook.
Okay.
So I called his office, and they said he's on vacation till August 9th. That's today. So I thought I'm not going to call him the first day he comes back from vacation. That's all I know.
Okay.
The house was full of bullet holes, so it was surprising that no one noticed anything. Maybe it all went down late at night, when everyone was asleep. The cops kept moving from door to door, hoping someone, anyone, had seen something. It paid off.
I'll tell you something interesting. Very interesting. I don't know when this happened, but a few days ago... No, it couldn't have been, because somebody saw him. A few days ago, a rabbi lives in his backyard, like 5 in the morning. I saw him a few hours later. He says, "Did you hear? At 5 o'clock, my wife and I woke up. Something sounded like a gunshot."
You remember who told you that?
Rabbi Chaikin, who lives in his backyard.
Oh, okay, the guy behind him?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
When he heard the gunshot, he messaged his wife. The shooting happened at 5 a.m.
No,
Tuesday at 7:02
I mean,
a.m.
to a similar situation.
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay,
Rabbi
so...
Chaikin said he and his wife woke up at 5 a.m. from a loud noise. I didn't hear it. Did you hear a loud noise at 5 a.m.?
Okay, so on Tuesday at 7:02...
At 5 a.m.
You
so
texted...
Tuesday morning
Right. But he had talked to you that morning.
He knows I live so close by. He said, "Hey, at 5 o'clock in the morning, heard a loud noise." I think he I don't remember what he said. A very loud noise.
Right,
It woke both me and my wife up.
Okay.
I said, "No, I didn't hear anything."
That's why most of the neighbors heard nothing. It happened while they were all asleep. As the officers made their rounds, Howard Lawton stood out to the detectives. He clearly wanted to talk, but held back, careful with his words, like he didn't want to give away too much. It was enough to make the detectives take notice.
I'm going to tell you, but I'm also Richard's lawyer. I don't know if this will help you or not help you in any way, shape,
may
or
or
form.
may not.
Because he had some issues about his parents and some other things. He's been asking me the last several weeks. I mean, periodically he's calling me. And again, I saw him for 3.5 hours the other day with my kids to change the trustee on his trust. But it's very unusual because it's been that way for 5 or 6 years. And lately...
Up to that point, the rumor around the neighborhood was that Richard had taken his own life, and Howard Lawton believed it could be a possibility.
I'm telling you, it is very unusual. I'm telling you that he has spoken to me before.
How do you interpret this information?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think, but I can only tell you what I think. And he went through a very bad divorce about 10 years ago. His 2 kids are estranged and completely screwed up from it. He has spoken to me several times about not wanting to live and kill himself.
What he didn't know was that the cops already knew it was murder. They just weren't ready to share that detail yet. Howard told them Richard had been upset about missing the vacation, but what really got to him was how Jane seemed to forget all about him and enjoy herself in London.
He got on the plane and he got sick, and he couldn't make it to London. And his wife went over there and didn't contact him for about 10 days. And he was distraught over that. He was distraught over the fact that she was not. He would get a text or something, but that was it. And he said that to me about 5 times while we were sitting there.
Right.
And I was supposed to go out with him next week. I said, "Richard, we have to start going out." I said, "This is not healthy for either of us. I'm going through a very difficult time with my wife. She's going through a midlife crisis, and I'm going through a difficult time, and I understand where he is. I want to tell you something. I've known Richard since I've known Stanley in 1979. Just while you're doing your investigation, I don't know what happened. But unless somebody killed him, he killed himself."
Okay. Howard was convinced Richard planned it all. Why else would he suddenly want to change his will?
I'm just telling you, because I talked to him the other day. We were here playing with Roxy, the dog. My girls wanted to play with the dog, and he had asked me Well, when are we going to change the trustee on the trust?
Why would he want to change the trustee? What's your opinion?
Because his brother is the trustee on the trust, and the two of them, let me tell you, his parents are Holocaust survivors. When he went through his divorce about 10 years ago, he lost it completely. The kids, he doesn't talk to his children, the kid lost it. His parents disowned him. His wife's not calling him. But I'm going to tell you that I saw him, today is what day? Thursday?
Thursday.
We were here Sunday. We were here for 3.5 hours Sunday. I mean, you see the house is disasters on the inside. The dogs were in there probably when you came in, whatever. I can tell you where everything is in the house because I was sitting in this corner on those white sofas talking to him. And I'm telling you, I got up, I gave him a hug. I know him like the back of my hand. So I just wanted to tell you this. I have more insight into him than his brother does.
Richard had been married once before, to his first wife, Kathy. They were together for 16 years before divorcing. Kathy shared 3 children with him, Michael, 31, and Mark, 29, both living together at a house on Elmwood Road in South Euclid, and Danielle, 27, who had been married and settled in New Jersey. Richard stayed at her house when he got sick on the plane. Richard had been raised Orthodox, which explained a lot about the family tension. Things between Richard, Jane, and his sons were strained. The resentment went back years, ever since Richard divorced their mother and married Jane, who wasn't Orthodox. It didn't take long after the wedding for Mark and Michael to move out. And, as Howard Lawton put it, the brothers never liked Jane from the start. Next, detectives wanted to dig deeper into Richard's family troubles, and the best person to ask was his attorney and supposed confidant, Howard Lawton. He seemed eager to talk, but it was clear the people around him wanted him to keep quiet. First, his wife stopped him from talking to the cops.
Everything's okay, honey. Okay? Yeah. Nothing. Everything is okay. Stop. Everything is okay. I'll talk to you when I get home. Okay? I love you. I have to do something now, Ariel. This is not the time. Okay? But everything's okay. Everything's okay, I promise you. Okay? Okay. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you.
And if that wasn't strange enough, Richard's nephew walked over and quietly told him to keep his mouth shut.
Well, listen, I have a pretty good idea from talking to people what's going on inside that house.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I have a pretty good idea.
Why would that gentleman that just approached tell you not to say anything?
Because we don't want the whole Jewish community, whole Orthodox Jewish community, knowing that if he killed himself, that he killed himself.
Okay,
he has
so
children.
that's what he's concerned about?
Yes, he has children. He has 2 sons and he has a daughter, and the whole Jewish community does not need to know this because people like to talk.
Okay.
And it will hurt the children in the long run. That is what he's talking about.
The more Howard talked, the more it clicked for the detectives. Richard's sons might be behind this. The crime scene was too raw, too personal. It didn't look random at all. But then again, why would they kill him? Richard was their main source of income. He still supported both sons, even though they barely spoke anymore.
They didn't go to any of the weddings, they didn't go to any of the brisses, they didn't go to anything. They disappeared off the face of the earth.
Okay.
The two boys. The girls a different
the girl's
story.
Fine.
The girl's fine, and that was Richard's pride and joy was his daughter.
Okay. Do they work or anything? Do you know?
I know he bought them a house, and I know he was supporting them for a very long time. I can't tell you if they work. I don't think that he doesn't know. He hadn't seen them in the last 2 years.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
Has he talked to them?
No. He had not talked to them for the last... This is what he told me. He hasn't talked to them for the last 1.5 years, 2 years. Something like that.
Police found both Richard and Jane's phones side by side on the dining room table in the house. Jane gave them permission to search through both. The last message sent from Richard's phone was to her, sent just a day before the murder. The day after the murder, detectives went to the hospital to speak with Jane. When they asked if she knew Richard was mad at her, she didn't deny it.
We would, we wouldn't fight. I would say, I hate to tell you this, but on the text, it's like he called me a fat.
When was this?
A few days ago.
Oh, that doesn't sound very nice.
He always said that. I don't like it, but he always said that.
She even admitted she ignored him for the last 2 days he was alive.
After Monday, July 30th, did you talk to him anymore? Either by phone or text or any type of communication?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think for 2 days, I think I ignored him. He didn't try to contact me, and I didn't. And that's kind of how we are. Instead of getting into an argument, which the silent treatment's not good, and it broke my heart. I was totally heartbroken. No, I didn't.
Jane confirmed that there was no security system or CCTV covering the house.
Does your house have a home alarm system?
I always wanted one because, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
Yeah.
He had problems with his sons. I'm not trying to say,
Yeah.
And
And well, I'm going to get to that in a minute.
And so I told my sister, I would feel safe if she put one in.
Okay. But so no alarm system. Who has keys to your home?
I do, and he does. That's it. And I mean, you could even ask Danielle. I remember when she was here, I'd say, "Oh, I locked myself out, and I had to sit in the garage, and there was no."
So nobody else has keys besides you and your husband? So the two boys?
Well, I mean, no, I don't believe so.
Okay.
But his brother might, Stanley, his brother who lives 2 streets away, he might have one, but that would have probably been given to him years and years and years ago. I don't know.
Okay.
It was late September 2015. Jane was home alone when she heard faint voices coming from somewhere inside the house. When she called out, the voices stopped. She froze. No one else was supposed to be there.
It was terrible. So I was cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I heard a noise. I was upstairs and I heard a noise and I heard a voice and I thought, oh. And no, and then I heard two. I'm like, Richard, are you home? Because I thought, that's quick. Nobody said anything. And then I heard another voice. I thought maybe it was Stanley coming over to say, hey, how is
your husband's brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, who's there? Nothing. Then I heard them running. I didn't know it was them, but I heard people running in the basement. And then I got scared. So I took the cordless phone and locked myself in the bathroom and called 911.
Jane told detectives she was afraid of Richard's sons. She said a week before that incident, Michael had even threatened to chop him up.
And because then they told Richard, they said, you need to tell your wife what you told me. And they said that Mark and Michael pushed him and they said they were going to chop him up.
A day had passed since the murder, and Richard's daughter Danielle was already on the road, driving from New Jersey to Beechwood, Ohio, to be with her family. That's when detectives called her with a question they couldn't wait to ask.
Danielle, is there anybody that you think would cause any harm to your father?
Is there anyone I would think would cause harm to him?
Would cause any harm to your father?
Well, I have two brothers, and we did not have a very good relationship with them, and my father hadn't spoken to them in quite a while, and I would say they both need to seek psychological help.
Jane might have had her reasons. She never got along with her sons, but now their sister was saying the same thing.
They've done crazy things in the past.
Yeah. Have they ever been in trouble with the law?
I don't think they've ever been in trouble with the law. Well, actually, there was one time they tried to break into my father's house. Mm-hmm. So the cops did come. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Does anybody in your family, including your brothers, have any firearms?
I mean, they may have. I have no idea, but no one else that I know would have one.
Have you ever seen your brothers with firearms?
I have never, but I haven't seen them in I don't even know how many years.
Oh, okay. And they did not come to your wedding, is that correct?
Correct.
The next day, Danielle and her husband Gilad arrived at Beechwood. When they got to Richard's house, something immediately caught Gilad's attention. The safe in the basement, Richard's safe, was empty.
Okay, so that's empty.
It's usually kept in the bottom shelf of a cabinet, and it's just sitting on the chair. Unfortunately, I touched it, so I don't...
Okay. Was that safe...
Was empty?
Was that safe hidden, or was it in plain view? I mean, was it something...
It was hidden.
Oh, it was hidden?
It was hidden, but when we walked down, it was just in plain view there.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll check with my people on that, but it's all the documents were supposed to be in there.
Yeah, all the documents, like everything related to all his properties, his investments, his money, everything.
Okay, all right.
Gilad told detectives that only 3 people who ever had access to that safe were Richard, Mark, and Michael.
I'm sorry to say this again, but I'm very scared for my own safety and Danielle's safety, knowing that her brothers are out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's an ongoing investigation, but we're really scared. I don't know. Could you post a cop by her mother's house or something?
Okay, I will. Her mother Kathy.
Yeah, because that's where we're going to be for the rest of the time.
Okay, all right.
By the evening of August 10th, detectives got a search warrant for the Warren brothers' phones and their South Euclid home on Elmwood Avenue. Given what they already knew about the brothers' paranoia, this wasn't a simple knock and talk. Around 8 p.m., the Edge SWAT team was called in to make first contact. The SWAT arrived in armored vehicles.
Occupants of 4362 Elmwood, this is the police department. We have a search warrant. Come to the front door now. Occupants of 4362 Elmwood, this is the police department. We have a search warrant. Come to the front door now.
They gave the Warren brothers plenty of chances to surrender, but no answer ever came. The SWAT team had no choice left but to breach. The armored vehicle rolled up to the front yard. It had a massive steel ram fixed to its nose. The vehicle struck the front door hard, once, then backed up, then again. That's when it happened.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. Occupants of 4362, this is the police department. We have a search warrant. Come to the front door now. Occupants of 4362, this is the police department. We have a search warrant. Come to the front door now. Possible yelling inside.
Fire! Shot fired! Shot fired! Shot fired! I don't even see where it's coming from. Straight ahead.
SWAT immediately returned fire toward the front door and windows. No one could tell where the shots came from, only that someone inside wasn't surrendering peacefully.
That's a 308. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. All right, I'm good, guys. Gonna back out a little bit. You want to back out? Shot fired! Shot fired! It's coming from the right front window, right? That's Trevor.
One of them fired 4 shots at the lens above the kitchen window. Then, everything went still again.
I don't know if those are in or out now. Somebody shot
It's right front window. It's cut the hole.
Yeah, right, did we shoot in there? Yeah, that's what I thought. We shot in there.
We'll back out a little bit, huh? You know what? Back up, because we're kind of exposed. Okay, in this turret from that front window. I can't even get up on it. Back it out. All right, backing it out. Let me secure this. We're backing out.
For nearly 12 hours, negotiators tried everything to get the brothers to come out peacefully, but there was no response. In the end, authorities had no choice but to tear open the whole front of the house to get inside safely.
Little bite. Little bite. That's a little bite. We got stairs and curves. There goes the door. Maybe scoop that out. There you go. See anything in there? No.
By morning, around 7 a.m. on August 11th, officers finally entered the Elmwood house. Upstairs in a small bedroom, they found the brothers, Mark and Michael Warren, both dead from what appeared to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Inside the Warren brothers' house, 3 weapons were located: a semi-automatic rifle, a Ruger Mini 14, and a pistol. All 3 guns were used to kill Richard Warren. 3 casings from the hallway and bedrooms matched the semi-automatic rifle. Several bullet fragments from the kitchen were from the Ruger Mini 14. The bullet taken from Richard's head came from the pistol. It was found half buried under one of the brothers' bodies. Another bullet, pulled from Richard's back, was fired from the semi-automatic rifle. Each match tied one house to the other. 2 crime scenes bound by blood and a family that came apart in the middle. If you found this case as haunting as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts below, and stay tuned, because the next story might just be closer than you think.